Sir, in the last videos we covered very clearly what is collection, what is list, what is set and what is the map concept. Clear, right? Sir, now I want to introduce one more character, very important, where we can use lambda expressions for collections. What is that important character is comparator. Remember this one. What is this? Comparator interface, right? Sir, very important. If wherever comparator is there, happily our hand should go for lambda expressions concept, because the reason is comparator interface contain only one method, only one abstract method. What is that abstract method? Is compare method. What is that abstract method, sir? Compare is the method. Okay, comparator interface contain only one abstract method. What is that abstract method, sir? Compare is the method, right? Okay, so if any interface contains single abstract method, SAM, single abstract method, Samantha method, sir. Okay, single abstract method is by default considered as functional interface. Wherever functional interface concept is there, happily we can apply lambda expressions concept. Have you remembered? In our first session we covered in detail what is the lambda expression, functional interface and so on. Wherever functional interface concept is there, happily we can apply lambda expression, no problem at all. Okay, now sir, comparator contain compare method. When this compare method is going to be required, sir, what is the use of this comparator concept? Simple, sir. Comparator concept to define our own sorting. To define our own sorting is nothing but customized sorting. If you want to define our own sorting, sir, then we should go for comparator concept. Okay, like, sir, this comparator contain how many methods, right? How many methods? Only one method. What is that method? Only one abstract method. What is that method? Compare. Sir, this prototype, this behavior, compulsory you people should aware. Minimum in the next 5 to 6 videos, this comparator compare, I'm going to use repeatedly. That's why you people should have clear clarity, sir. Just observe that. Just observe. What is the complete prototype, sir? Public int. What is this one, sir? Public int compare. Public int compare. Can you please compare? How many objects we require to compare, sir? 2 objects. Object obj1 comma object obj2, sir. So if you are talking about sorting, whenever 2 objects came, sir, in which order I have to place these 2 objects? Sir, how the JVM is going to decide? By using this compare method. Sir, while defining sorting, sir, to place our objects in sorting order, my JVM is always going to use comparator compare method, right? Suppose first I provided 10, second I provided 20, sir. Assume that. Sir, now this 20 has to come after 10 or before 10, sir, like, or both are equal. How? Being human being, you know, sir, 20 should come after 10. If you are talking about ascending order, 20 should come after 10. You know that. But my requirement is, sorry, sir, my JVM is not a human being. How the JVM can decide 20 should come after 10? Internally, wherever sorting is required, JVM is always going to call which methods are? Compare method, right? Compare of 10 comma 20. Observe that. Compare of 10 comma 20. Sir, what is the first one? obj1. Second one? obj2, sir. Very simple. If obj1 has to come before obj2, observe very carefully. If obj1 has to come before obj2 according to our required sorting, okay, then this compare method is going to return -1. Remember this, very important, sir. Return -1, return negative, need not be -1, -100, -1000, any negative value, returns a negative value if and only if obj1 has to come, sir, before obj2. Are you getting? Obj1 has to come before obj2. Sir, if you know, if you want to arrange sorting order, sir, obj1 has to come before obj2. If it is the case, compare method is going to return -1. Sir, JVM is always going to call compare method. If the compare method returns -1 means it is always going to place this obj1 before obj2. So how the JVM will decide sorting order internally? It is going to call comparator compare method. Clear, right? Sir, for the list case, for the set case, for the map case, wherever to define our own sorting order internally, we require to use which concepts are comparator. JVM is always going to call comparator compare method. But in collection framework, while discussing your Java classes, you have to explore much. But my concentration is always with respect to lambda expressions only I'm talking. Make sure you should aware that point, right? Now, sir, return negative value. Return negative value. It may be -1, -100, anything. If obj1 has to come before obj2. Now return positive value. Return positive value if and only if obj1 has to come after obj2. Observe that very carefully, sir. If obj1 has to come after obj2, return positive value. Next, return 0. Return 0. If obj1 and obj2 are equal. Observe that, sir. If obj1 and obj2 are equal, then automatically return 0. Remember, sir, these words are very, very important. First one I used comparator. Comparator interface contain how many abstract methods? Single abstract method. What is that single abstract method, sir? Sir, compare method. Compare method, right? Next, because it contains single abstract method, comparator is the functional interface. Next, comparator compare method, return type is int value. Return negative if and only if obj1 has to come before obj2. Return positive if and only if obj1 has to come after. Positive means after, negative means before. So return 0 if and only both are equal. Everyone can aware? Are you able to understand? Sir, because this concept is very important, please inject in your mind. Because the reason is, while defining our own sorting for list or set or map concept, everywhere we have to use this comparator compare method. That's why you should be aware. Can you please tell? Comparator interface contain how many abstract methods? How many abstract method? Single abstract method. Are you getting that? What is that abstract method? Compare. So can I use the word comparator interface is the functional interface or not? Yes, because it contains single abstract method. That's why it is the functional interface only. What is the return type of compare method? Int value. Return type of compare method int value. When it returns negative, if obj1 has to come before obj2. Negative means before, positive means after, 0 means both are equal. Clear, right? Okay. So this who is going to use compare method? Internally, JVM is going to use compare method to decide sorting order while inserting your objects in our collection. But how you can able to use this concept, I will discuss. Clear, right? Comparator, compare, positive value means after, negative value means before, 0 means equal. Clear?